Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Welcome to For the Something Podcast.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
It's a little childish and stupid, but then so is high school.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Be excellent to each other.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
Get to the chopper!
There's something very important I forgot to tell you. Don't cross the street.
All right, important safety tip. Thanks, Egan.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
There can be only one.
And now your hosts, Trevor Schaefer and Jerry Mullen.
Well, hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
A little tired, a little wired, but okay.
Tired and wired?
Yeah. I'm on third, energy level at this point. I've had no nap, been up since 4,
Okay. Nope,
so
I understand.
I might be belligerent at this. No, I'm just teasing.
So, how was St. Patty's Day last weekend? I see you survived. Did your liver?
I did survive it. I drank an overwhelming amount of alcohol. It was a lot. I got to the bar at 6:30. I ate a dozen chicken wings.
I'm jealous
and
of that.
Fries and a lot of carbs. And then I sat at the bar and my plan was to drink like Andre the Giant. I plan on getting good and hammered.
You need the hands, though, for that. A beer is like a shot glass to him.
Beer. It looks like you hold one of your kids' toys.
Yeah.
If you ever really want to read I'll send you this great article about him from the Modern Drunkard. And that tells you all you need to know about that website.
It's like that Wade Boggs.
The Wade Boggs thing?
Yeah, where you drank like 120 beers flying cross country,
yeah.
and then he played an entire game.
You ever watch it Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah, they tried to beat the record.
Yeah, they try to break the record, and she does it.
Yeah.
That show is truly for terrible people.
I watched, not to get off topic, I think, the first 9 seasons, and then Netflix got rid of it. So it's not on Netflix anymore.
I watched it on Less Than Reputable Methods, and there's a couple episodes. You have to watch The Gang Goes to the Water Park. That's truly a terrible episode.
I didn't see that one.
That's truly a terrible episode. They have one where they do all singing. That episode's called The Gang Goes Black. My brother loves that show, and he's got a dark heart.
Yeah.
So that makes sense for him. But that show that's like living Cards Against Humanity. You know what I mean? Like that's really what that show is.
No one there has any redeeming factors whatsoever.
No, none of them. And even when they start to, it just goes away. It just goes away. Oh.
Well, we don't have a shortage of things to talk about this week, I'll tell you that.
No, that's very true.
I do want to start off with one thing, because I totally forgot. I know in the pre-show we talked about what we're going to talk about, but it wasn't until our opening music. There was a special little announcement last week on social media.
Okay.
We're getting a movie in 2020. August of 2020. A movie to complete a trilogy that's been long in the works. We are getting a third Bill and Ted movie, people.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going with the Ghostbusters again.
No. Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves confirming.
Alex Winter looks rough, too. But,
well, I mean, I'm really convinced Keanu Reeves doesn't age.
Yeah,
he does not age.
He's an immortal.
Yeah.
It was Christopher Lambert's birthday this week. Maybe he passed that power on to him.
He must have. I don't know.
Because it didn't work for Christopher Lambert. That's
no.
For sure. Not that we'll say anything bad about the Highlander because, well, we won't.
Well, we will about the other movies, not the first one.
Yeah. Highlander, there should have been only one.
Exactly.
Dale said that on a different show we did, and that always stuck with me. Yeah, the third Bill and Ted's Excellent. You know what? After that trailer, I kept saying to myself, man, I got to sit the kids down and have them watch, like, Bill and Ted. Like, you could not see the second one and be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the first one is like that's beyond a cult classic. And that was really actually a very popular film in its day, but I really want the kids to sit down, but I'm really fearing, and it's a true fear, that 30 to 80% of the references they just won't fucking get.
That is true. That is 100% true.
Yeah, it might be all the way to 100. Like, first off, they travel in a phone booth.
Yeah.
I rest my case. Okay. Well, my kids have seen Doctor Who, so that's kind of like
that's not a phone booth. That's a police box.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying. But that's what Bill and Ted was inspired by. So. I think out of obvious reasons, But how can you really do a Bill and Ted 3 without George Carlin? Somebody asked me that the other day.
Yeah. It'll be tough. I mean, they'll
have... Do you replace him, or
you can't replace George Carlin.
No, but and I said the same thing. I think you have to kill him off screen.
Yeah, just even a nice reference to Rufus would be nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of scared because Alex Winter doesn't look all that great. Keanu Reeves looks like Bill, and I'm just kind of scared of what the two princesses look like. That might not be good. I mean, it'd be really good too. But
okay, it's been ages since I've seen the second one. Were they in the second one?
They were. They were at the end of the first one, and all. They were like somewhat throughout the second one.
I just remember like the robot clones of them, and them just playing game after game with death.
I think in the movie they were called the Good Robot Usses. I think that's what they called them. So, yeah. The smartest creature in the universe was that like alien blob guy or whatever it was. Remember he put all the things together with like Hoover parts. Anyway,
I honestly don't. I've seen the first movie more times than I can count, and I honestly think I've only seen the second movie once.
I remember going to the theater with our mutual friend Chris to see the second one. And that was when there was a theater outside the mall.
Oh,
yes. If you live in the area, may know what that means if you live in Northeast Pennsylvania.
When you had the three theaters outside.
Outside the mall.
Which is now a Chipotle and a Vitamin World.
Yeah, and a bank.
And Five Guys Burgers.
Five Guys Burger, the most overrated place ever.
Did you ever look at the caloric content of those burgers?
I know. I won't ever eat there again. Me and Kelly went there for 2 burgers. We got 2 small fries, which was a fucking colossal mistake.
Yeah.
Because you only need 1. And a milkshake and at the time
Holy
I was drinking
shit. That's like 3 days worth of calories there.
I know. And it was like $48. I told Kelly, I said, I will never eat it again. I could make fucking 300 burger patties at home for $40.
Seriously. It's like Johnny Rockets, just terribly overpriced.
It is. I like Johnny Rockets too, but it's a place you go once in a while.
Once a decade.
So, and then, Bill and Ted. That would be fantastic. I just hope it's not like they're old now, and that's all they talk about is they're old now.
Well, I don't know if you heard what the plot's supposed to be.
It's about their kids. Please tell me it's about their kids.
Well, no, it's about them, that they're middle-aged fathers. They were supposed to write the song to bring peace to the world, and they still haven't gotten around to writing that song. And that's what the movie's about. That they still haven't fulfilled their prophecy because they didn't write the song.
Wow.
Which is, I mean, that's classic Bill and Ted. They're slackers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's also like classic to the story too, where they really did bring universal peace to the the universe or whatever. Which, yeah, okay, but because plot, that's pretty much what that is. And then we missed your John Romero story last week that you desperately wanted to bring up and forgot about until 10 seconds ago.
Well, it's delayed now, so in 2 days is April, but in April, John Romero is releasing a new map pack for Doom. And those of you who don't know, John Romero is the co-creator of Doom with John Carmack. And he personally designed and built all these levels, and it's a spiritual successor to Doom as a 4th episode called Sigil. And it is going to be free, which is
well, you can't complain about that part of it.
No.
Free, because you know what? He's got to really give something back after Daikatana. I mean, he really has.
He's got to give a lot after Daikatana.
Yeah. We said this right before the show. I said, you know what? They ought to invite him just to design one level for Doom Eternal. Give us one John Romero level. Even if it's a remake of the first level of Daikatana, I wouldn't even care because
I have never played Daikatana.
I have. You know what? I played. There was an N64 version, believe it or not. So could you imagine playing a shitty first-person shooter
on
with
an
that
N64
crappy controller?
I still defend that controller.
You could defend it all you want.
The worst controller is the Genesis controller. I will leave it at that.
The Genesis 3-button.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty shitty controller. The Genesis 6-button, on the other hand, is pretty good.
That's fine. The 3-button is just... Try playing Mortal Kombat on that.
Yeah, you have to hit start to switch between like punch and kick. And as the nerd always says, what were they thinking?
Yes.
You know. But you know, that was a time too where they were just trying to innovate the best they could, and they had it. You know what I mean? I think that pushed them to need the 6-button controller because Super Nintendo did it too at the time. And well, there you go.
That's it. History.
So it is history. And you know what? I will download Sigil.
Yes, I will.
I will, and I will play it. I've been thinking about actually since I kind of got back into retro game. Not that I ever got out of it, but I kind of got back into like old PC gaming. I was thought to myself, it's been a lot of years since I like played Doom 1 and 2 straight through.
Yes.
And I think I'm going to do that again. But I think now at this point I might as well wait because I'll play the first 3 episodes and then get right into Sigil and be happy.
I play each one maybe every 2 years and usually once a year. In fact, I'm just about due. I usually do it in the spring for some weird reason. I run through Heretic. I love
Heretic?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't played that clean through in years. Now, I'm going to warn you now. It's about to get loud here for a moment because my children are stomping up the steps. Here comes the door. Here comes the kids. Hello, honey. Oh, you see that crap?
Hi, Trevor.
Hello.
Anyway, so, yeah, that's like me. I play Portrait of Ruin once a year. Yeah, I'm about due for that. I wanted to play that. Yeah.
That deserved that. I mean, that's...
Yeah, you totally did deserve that. I don't know. Take it out there or something. Kids are looking for places to plug their phones in. And I moved the charger thing out here.
The desperate attempt to get power to the phone.
Yeah, 5% was her phone, or 3. So everybody's excited the children are home, except for
you.
No, I'm excited the children are home. I really
Very nice. You spent the whole day.
Love you too, babe. Hi, honey.
Hello.
Yeah. And this is part of 40-something life, as you can see.
It is.
So.
Before the
That's
show,
I always wonder why we watch all these YouTubers.
Yeah.
Like I watch ETA Prime a lot. Not mind you never see any of his family or him.
Yeah, I've never seen him. You just see.
I don't think he does. I don't think he shows his face. So my thing is, I say about him, I think he's a leper. I know that's mean, but I just figure he's leper or he's like Two-Face. He might be horribly disfigured on one side of his face, but his videos are top notch.
His videos are getting repetitive anymore now. It's like now he's just building PCs to do emulation. It's like, See,
I'm enjoying that because that's what got me involved with Beta Sarah, and now I'm trying Recall Box with no help, with no luck.
No avail.
No avail. Yeah, see, Beta Sarah worked great. I plugged my SD card into an old Windows 7 machine that I had and fired right up. You know what I mean? After a few minutes, it's got to do that initial stomping ground and it's got to do. And so I got into it and I got tons of ROMs that I've collected over the years. And I started adding them in. And then I got into the idea that me and you had for Raspberry Pi things years ago of finding a pre-made image thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I went on the sites. I was almost said torrents, but I actually went on Arcade Punks.
Wait. What's a torrent?
I've heard about them, but I heard they're not legit, so we don't do that.
Yeah.
We're only legit gamers.
Absolutely.
I have cartridges.
I own the entire NES collection. That's why I'm legally allowed to have the ROMs.
Yeah. Thanks, Pat, the NES punk. Anyway, so I do all the ROMs and all that stuff like that, and you got to do the scrape and all that malarkey.
I hate the scrape.
I did it all. I set it up to scrape like 4 zillion games one night, and I went to bed and I went to work.
Did you do video previews?
What's that?
Did you do the video previews on the scrape?
I didn't do them. I just did the the basic information. I just did that, and it never picked up anything for the Genesis, which really pissed me off. And I did it 3 times. I thought maybe I didn't have them in the right folder or anything like that, but I did. So I went back to the idea of the pre-made image.
Mm-hmm.
So I find one online. It has like 80 gazillion games already built in and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is great. But it was on Recall Box, which I don't see what the difference is.
I honestly don't know. I've never played around with
I know
Recall
that
Box.
Beta Sera is Linux.
Linux based, yes.
But I don't know what Recall Box is based. I have to look that up. Yeah, come on. To the internet we go here. Because every time I look up anything for them, it says it does Recall Box / Beta Sera. So in my head, oh, this is its own OS.
Yes, it is.
So so I'm sitting here with the idea one time, and I said, all right, well, I'll look in the image file.
Mm-hmm.
And if all the ROMs are in there and everything's already set up, I'll just, sort of make my own.
Recall Box is Raspberry Pi only.
Well, no, I've read online that it's not.
I'm on the Recall Box site right now, and it says, what is the compatible hardware? Raspberry Pi 1B or B+, Raspberry Pi 0, Raspberry Pi 2, and Raspberry Pi 3.
But I looked on other ones that say you can install it to a USB stick and put it in a PC. And I actually got this idea from ETA Prime. Not that we've already hit LGR and ETA Prime today. So, but I thought to myself, yeah, that would be great, No.
Let's see here. Recall Box. Dual boot Recall Box / Beta Sera Windows 7. That might be a video you want to look at.
Oh, you're going to send that to me later.
Download Recall Box OS free for Windows through Tom's Guide. Install and run Recall Box from USB stick. Okay. Yeah, it looks like you can actually do it.
Yeah.
So
I think the next thing I'm going to try with this mess is I'm just going to get the straight Recall Box and try it that. And if that works,
rip the image to it.
Then it's the image.
Yeah.
Then it's the image that has an issue that I downloaded. I acquired.
Well, as long as the files are legit in the image, you should be able to pull the ROMs off there.
Well, I thought about that, and I opened up the image in the Mac here.
Yeah.
And it doesn't show any of the ROMs, even though the file itself shows. I have it right here on the desktop. It as being get info. It shows as being 26.84. When you look in the image file itself, it only shows like some small files that are a couple of K.
What type of what's the extension on
.img?
It's not IMG?
No, it is .img.
Oh, it is okay.
Here, in fact, I'll open it up here. Is this going to totally screw it up if I do the screen share with you?
Everyone's going to see it.
Yeah, no, never mind. My desktop's a mess, so I'm not going to.
The only thing I could recommend is use a program called Etcher.
I'm using Etcher.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I used. So I thought maybe the Etcher burn didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Like something happened, and you just don't know,
I don't know if you're using Apple Pie Baker.
Well, I used Apple Pie Baker to back up my original one.
Mm-hmm.
The one with Beta Sera. I said, I'll just do that. I'll feel happy. I know that works. So, excuse me, man. My head's all itchy. So, that's why I said I burned it with Etcher. I put it in the computer. Nothing. So, I said, all right, nothing. All right. So I pulled it, and I let it go for an hour. Nothing. I just keep getting this blinking cursor. So, I'm like, all right, whatever. So, I shut the computer down. I put it back in the Mac. I reburned the image. And I've been letting it sit now since Kelly got home at 7, and it's still just a blinking cursor. I know there's something wrong. Yeah, I read online that sometimes the first boot takes a long time, especially if you have a lot of games on it.
Yeah, but it shouldn't take that long.
Yeah, no, it should be 2 hours.
No.
So, all right, we'll get off that subject. So being pissed off. So, but let me see. Did that actually load up as a drive? Yes, it did. So I have it here, and if it'll load it, it's not showing anything. Oh, here it comes. Well, let's keep going. So,
okay. Actually, I want you to keep talking because you, my friend, were lucky enough to get into the Mortal Kombat 11 closed beta last week.
That was the stress test I got into. The online stress test was really good to get, but you only first off, my really just annoyed with the fact that there was only 3 characters, which kept people playing. I understood that part. There was only 2 stages, which falls under the same rule. But I only ever got kicked out of a match twice. And I played over the weekend. I probably played 50, 60, 70 matches.
Nice.
And it was I'll tell you, man, it was fast and bloody disgusting. I think that's what I said to somebody. It was really disgusting. Like there were moments where I went, "Oh my God!" Like, thank you, Ed. No, it's on the chair. So it ran quick. Like I said, very little. The only thing I didn't like was the fact that it's like you wouldn't get matched up with people who were about the same win-loss ratio as you.
Okay.
So I was in there with like 8 wins and 20 losses or whatever. That's pretty shitty, but whatever. But they would put you up against somebody who had 380 wins and 12 losses or whatever. And I'm like, this is Ed Boone. That's the first thing I said. There's really nothing in that file. Back to the recall box file. So, but overall, I mean, you got to play as Scarlet, Baraka, and Scorpion, which I was really kind of upset that Sub-Zero wasn't chosen for that. I would have really got into that. Yes. No. All of a sudden, it's very weird here. Overall, my feeling on the game is it's a really good successor to Mortal Kombat XL or X or whatever the shit is. The only thing is you don't have, and I think we kind of talked about this last week or last time, is that you don't have meters in the bottom of the screen like you're kind of used to. If it's a Street Fighter like Alpha, you have a meter on the bottom. Yeah. And in the other ones, it was like you could do a combo breaker or an X-ray, or whatever. Yeah. You had 3 choices there. Or in EX moves, which, Street Fighter started too. But anyway, in that one, you have an offensive and defensive meter. So you could do EX moves, or if it's full, you could do like, they're beyond EX moves, actually. Like I told you about the one where Johnny Cage could actually call a stunt double in.
Yeah.
To hold the guy down for a little bit, and Johnny goes over and gives it to him, And just like the other games, there's a bunch of stuff in the environment that you could pick up. Like there's this great part where Johnny Cage pulls out a chainsaw and runs it through the guy, and then they just keep fighting because Mortal Kombat.
Because reasons. He actually mentioned that in an interview, and he says, "Man, I hope nobody really ever calls us out on that." And nobody would. It's Mortal
Nobody's
Kombat.
Gonna do that, He's Ed fucking Moon,
Now, I'm assuming you played the beta on the PlayStation, not the Xbox?
I played the PS4 beta.
Okay.
Overall, I mean, it was only about a 6 gigabyte download, which I should have realized it was going to be small. And then that was it. It was up, and you were on. I had to wait maybe like a minute or two in between. Not even a minute, probably about 10 or 15 seconds for a rematch.
Well, that's nice.
It was quick. If you hit rematch, all it did was reload it reloaded quick, and you were back in. And a lot of the people I were playing wanted to keep rematching just to stay in matches.
Yeah.
And I fought guys who were way better than I were, and there was definitely a few I fought that were not as good as I was, and I'm not even that good in comparison to a lot of people, but it's a game I'm definitely buying. I can say after that stress test, I was like, yep, gonna play it.
Yeah, I'm picking it up too. My big thing, and this was my gripe, is right now we're in the open beta. As long as you pre-ordered it. Unfortunately, I don't have a PS4 or an Xbox One, so I'm getting it for the Switch, and the Switch is not included in the open beta.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty.
It is very shitty.
Yeah, it's like, why not include a very large portion of your game? Don't get me wrong, the PS3 and the Xbox One's going to get more purchases. You have to know that.
Yeah, but I mean, the Switch just only sold 32 million units in the last 2 years. It's not that successful.
What? Because reasons.
I mean, that was heavy sarcasm.
It's because of all those LeBeaus they sold.
Oh, but here's my thing, and it scares me a little bit, is the fact that the Switch was not included in the beta. Because I actually went on GameStop. I was going to pre-order it this weekend to get into the beta, and there's not even a digital version available. It looks like it's going to be physical copy only, which I'm fine. I was going to get the physical copy anyway. But if it's not going to be included in the beta, I'm hoping if there is going to be cross-platform online play, the Switch will be included in that. That this isn't a sign that cross-platform play will only be between Xbox and PlayStation, because that's going to piss me off, because I want to kick your ass online.
You mean you want to lose? I know
Bring
how
it.
it is. Yeah, it better be.
Yeah.
And you know what? The three companies have been a lot better over the last few years.
Well,
Nintendo's still being a bitch.
No, Sony's the one being a bitch.
Oh, okay. I see. I always thought.
No, they're the ones. Actually, if I remember correctly, I think they just pulled crossplay for Fortnite, I believe. Because Fortnite, when that came on the Switch, you could play all cross-platform, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, all together on that.
Were they not making any money? Sony,
you know, I don't know. Well, we have another thing to pick about Sony about.
Yeah,
but...
Sony's getting hurt. Sony's not usually one we bash on, but today they're getting it.
Yeah, they're getting it today. But I'm just hoping that doesn't mean that the Switch isn't going to be cross-platform online play, because I'm still going to get it, because the time travel storyline, absolutely. I'm really intrigued by that. I really want to play story mode.
Yeah, I think and I know we talked about this last time too, the very crappy model of Johnny Cage they have going right now, and which you liked and I didn't, which is fine. I just think he
looks older. I think, yeah, because everyone looks older.
Too much.
That's think
my
so?
Opinion. Yeah. And I sent you the Batman picture to make sure we brought that up on the video last week. Where are they?
Yeah, that was great.
We got ripped off there. But I think it'd be neat to see how they're going to interact with themselves.
Yes.
You know, like, I really wish they would have went back a little farther to, like, Sonya and MK1.
You don't know. I mean...
You're right, I don't.
They just posted that trailer last week at GDC for the story mode that had new Johnny Cage punching MK3 Kano in the balls and telling him to go back to the 90s. So you don't know how far we're going to go there.
That's where that great GIF that I sent you came from.
Yeah.
One day. So, yeah, so that was pretty fun. Yeah, I mean, the game, like you said, even through gameplay videos,
yeah,
looks great.
Yes, it does.
You really, NetherRealm's on a high right now, man. Since MK9, they have been just getting better.
I mean, they gave us MK9, then right after that was the Injustice series.
Yeah.
And then I only played Mortal Kombat 10 once. On my computer before my computer kind of cried and said, "Why are you doing this to me?" I played it on my Windows partition at the lowest level possible, and it was really I was probably playing at about 20 frames per second, but I still beat story mode with Sub-Zero, and I just wanted to see the story mode. So
the story mode in that is good.
So
in Mortal Kombat X, the story mode's really good. It has a really good ending to it. Because that was a character I wanted to see die. And I really did.
So
I mean, how they kind of saved some of the characters in Mortal Kombat X, the ones that were kind of dead.
Yeah.
And they brought them back. That was a nice way. Good job with the pencil there, Ed Boon. So, but I think it's nice to see. First off, it's really nice to see games still getting good story modes.
Yes, and single player.
Look at you, Call of Duty.
Single player has a place. We haven't gone to the point where we just need battle royale mode everywhere.
You're right, and that's what I say. I never played, like, if you could tell me now you're gonna play Uncharted for the online multiplayer, I will come over and stomp you with my own feet. You're ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Uncharted story is unbelievable. I mean, the online play was a third person shooter. I've played 100 of them,
But my thing is, okay, if you're going to be online only, then adapt the model of, the battle royales or like the Dotas and stuff like that, the strategy games, where make it free. And then, you have to buy upgrades and loot boxes and shit like that. Don't charge me $60 or I don't have a single player game because I mean, I'll be
if this is obviously just like most shit on this show is just me and yours opinion.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are a lot of people who really like the new Call of Duty. You know what I mean? I have a few friends on Facebook says it's one of the best experiences they've had with a shooter in a long time. Well, that's great for you. But I don't like playing first off, I don't like playing online games without a select few people.
I'm the exact same way.
My brother, my nephew, and a few guys I work with, and I don't even really ever play with them. But
it's a new generation. Like my son, he does nothing but play multiplayer online with people. He has a whole slew of friends he plays TF2 with, Team Fortress 2 with. He has a bunch of friends they play. And now these are people he's never met. These are online friends. He plays Terraria with, Minecraft on the Hypixel server. That he does a lot of this online, where for him, this is how gaming is right now. It's all online. We didn't have that growing up. We had couch co-op. Or
we had dial-up.
Yes, one-on-one. Well,
you know what, though? But that made it more... You have to... I don't know how you ever felt about it, but I always felt fighting you, or... It didn't, it wasn't... I only didn't just play you, but a lot. It was more personal when it was one-on-one.
It was.
It was, because you know what? Because you could see I always could tell when you've decided to change your strategy a little bit. Because you're not in the same 4 places. And I'm talking about Blood pretty much, because that's the one that kind of rings in my head in Duke 3D. But we played a lot of games like that. But I could always tell when you were like, all right, now maybe that's not working. I'm going to try this. And you the same to me, of course.
But like I'll play online every once in a while with Virtual Fighter 5 and... I don't remember which Tekken it is. It's either Tekken 6 or Tekken Tag 2 has an online mode. That's just, it puts you with random people. It's just an online lobby and you go. And I hate that because you're like you said with the Mortal Kombat closed, the stress test with the closed beta, you're not evenly matched sometimes. That there are times I'll win 5 matches in a row and then I'll lose 20 right after that because I keep getting matched with people who are just crazy good at the game.
Yeah, some people are like killer at it. And that's what I couldn't understand about like when I played the MK online beta.
Yeah.
Now, it's like I know some of the people I played, it was like they were playing the first 10 seconds it was available.
Oh yeah.
It hadn't stopped. So whatever, if you could do that. Now, like we commonly say on the show, because it's also in the name, we're over 40 parents. We don't have time for that kind of shit. I don't have time to play. Like I played an hour and then I walked away. And then my nephew was here that day. I said, go ahead, jump in and play 10 matches. Enjoy yourself, And he said he really enjoyed himself too.
And it's like when you and I play, I remember probably it was 2 years ago, maybe. We really got into Mortal Kombat 11 together. Well, not 11. Wow. Mortal Kombat 9, 2009. Mm-hmm. But we would do it with the voice chat where we wouldn't get mad at each other. You would pull off this amazing move and kick my ass. And I'm like, man, damn, that was good. Okay, we got a rematch on that. Or, okay, I suck with this. I need to change character. Where we had that personal interaction where you don't get that with just some stranger online because they don't give a shit.
You're right, and that's what's wrong with. That's why as much as I hate, we kind of talk about this on here a lot. Is how games are 8-bit and 16-bit retro games that are coming out a lot, but they all have couch co-op.
Yeah,
you could sit down with a friend. That's why me and Kelly, and I know you and Jess kind of shared this a little bit, but me and her have a really, really great connection with the Gauntlet games.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Gauntlet games. And even though they're monotonous and mindless, but I think sometimes you need that in your gaming too. But, that we have this great connection to that. And it's because I sit next to her.
Yeah.
And play this game for hours on end. Don't get me wrong. Like the MK9, like double blind random nights, they were great.
They were fun.
They were a blast. But would we have had even more fun sitting on a couch next to each other?
Oh, absolutely.
Probably.
Yeah.
We probably would have had alcohol and,
food and
we probably would have had marital problems afterwards, but it's neither here nor there.
I mean, there is something to be said about that. Like my daughter, who's 4, We just started the other night and playing Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Up until that point, we would give her a PS3 controller, and she'd pretend she was going because she wasn't that good. And she begged me the other night. She's like, Daddy, can we play the racing game? And I'm like, you know what? It's just me and you. And goddamn, she saw all of us play enough. I guess my son at one point showed her how to do things, and she was finishing races. There were times she was in third place at 4 years old.
I know.
It was great.
I said the same thing about Kate, and we're playing Mario Kart 8. I think,
that's the one we're playing. Yeah.
That's the one we're playing. You're talking about, and it's like, you know what? We kept playing like with just us instead of having like 12 racers on the field.
Yeah.
You just play 4. So she would come in 4th instead of 12th. But she got better as time went along. I mean, Megan kills us. It's not even worth fucking playing her now. The only time she loses is when she's trying to find like a shortcut on the track, because there's a lot of them, and she fails at it.
And I let my daughter win every time. We do the 50cc, and I basically go exploring, and she goes and does the race. And I mean, the one time she was just doing circles. She was just doing donuts. And it kept coming up, wrong way. And I said,
turn around.
Yeah, I said, honey, you're going the wrong way. And she just said there, that's okay. And I'm like, you go, girl.
I've said the same thing many times. That's what and when the three of us will play Smash, me, Megan, and Kate, we'll play Smash. And there's, I'm not really great at it yet. And I played it pretty hard if you look at my hours on the Switch. And then, which you have.
Yes.
But Megan's like a fucking pro, she's good at it now, but I still can come along and take her because I've played fighting games my entire life.
Yes.
So I know things that
you're in my
I know
house.
Things. Let's just leave it at that. So, and Kate comes along and she picks the same like 2 characters. She picks Sonic the Hedgehog and somebody else, and sometimes you gotta let her win. That's a good parent, by the way.
When you said we know things because we play video games, I remember years ago my son, he was probably about 5, 6 at the oldest, and he wanted to start playing some fighting games with me. And without thinking, he goes, Dad, how do I do this? I said, well, do a forward fireball. And he's like, what do you mean a forward fireball? It's like, okay, you've never done this before. I have to teach you the nomenclature. Fireball, down to forward, and a punch. It's like
that's funny because I saw a Facebook post that made me feel old even when I had posted it. It was in your memories, which is enjoyable sometimes, and then I realized how young I was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
But there was like I remember it was about maybe 2 years ago. The post was, and it was me saying to Kate, "Here comes Hogan with the big boot," and I was like pretending to land on her, and she goes, "Who's Hogan?" And I'm like,
oh.
Oh my God, they don't know classic wrestling. But you know what? Wrestling was never a part of their life either, so it is what it is. So
yeah. Well, I was cleaning out the garage in my mom's house. I was reorganizing things, going through a lot of my dad's stuff still, and I found this little Case Logic case. It was like a little fanny pack. And I'm like, what the hell is in here? Open it up. It's a Sony Walkman. And I'm like,
God!
I don't have the heart to get rid of this. This is staying here. I mean, kids today have no clue.
That the Smithsonian may be looking for that.
I mean, it had the AM/FM tuner and the cassette. There was no cassette in there, unfortunately, but it was like, I don't have the heart to get rid of it. Will I ever use this? No, but I just don't have the heart to throw it away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like I found as I'm going through this Beta Sarah recall box deal. It doesn't have HDMI audio out, and I kind of talked to you about this.
Yeah, we talked to different solutions. And...
Yeah, I decided that I'm not adept enough to try to change code in Linux, let alone...
Would you order the cable?
No. I did one better.
What?
I had small powered speakers.
Oh, well, there you go.
I just looked it up. Then it hits me is that my sound bar has a line in.
Oh.
So I just did a line in and a line out to it. It worked out. And I got my new I can't even get to it now because Kelly's cleaning it off her shelf here. But I got my new thing all set up, my shelf with all my stuff.
Your command center.
So if I clean this old entertainment set off, and mind you, I had like 10 systems hooked up in a space it shouldn't have been. And the back of it looked like something. It looked like when you open up an old electronic device and there's like 6,000 wires in it. That's
Yes.
what behind my stand looked like. But so I go to hook up my PS2, and I'm like, all right, I got the cable to hook it up to the TV, you know, the RCA jacks or whatever. And I'm looking around for the power cord. I literally had wires all over the floor. This is like 2 days of this, by the way. So I'm like, I'm picking up every one of them, and I'm like, this doesn't fit. This doesn't fit. This doesn't fit. Finally, I come to the conclusion that I don't have it. I checked every power cord I owned. I was even pulling out old cell phone chargers, like plugging them in. I'm like, no. So it looks like I'm going to have to go down to that guy downtown and see if I can get a cheap a PS2 hookup, and then I'll be good. But I got all hooked up to one TV.
Nice.
Mind you, I had to use a VCR to hook up really old stuff.
Yeah.
The NES. But I got it all to come out through the TV, and I got all that to come out through the soundbar.
Very nice.
Without any loss of audio. So it worked out really good. But there was a casualty. And I did, and this is the moment where I wish I had thought about putting taps on the soundboard. But
I mean, I don't have anything except like that's the best I got
Mario
for it.
Death sound. Do we have that? It was really sad.
We can also do.
Oh, that's better. I went to hook up my Super Nintendo, and I think she's dead, Jim. It's so it's odd how much that sounds like Chewbacca.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm not. So I went to hook it up, and it gets power. And at first I thought it was the AV hookup. So I'm like, oh, okay. Excuse me. So I tried the one they had for the GameCube, which is the same one.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm like, all right, maybe it's my TV. So I tried to hook up something else. That works perfect. Okay. So then I thought, well, maybe I had the wrong power cord again. So we go through all of them only to find out. I bought one from that guy downtown that's for the NES and the Super Nintendo.
I was going to say, the NES has the same power cord.
No. I think it's the same power.
Yeah.
But it's a different plug, we'll say.
I thought it had the same.
No. I thought so too.
Yeah.
But I went down to the guy because I needed one for the NES.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, this one's the same price and it can power your Super Nintendo too. I'm like, oh, I'll take that. So now it's nice because when they're hooked up together, they're right next to each other.
Yeah.
So, because reasons. Yeah. And when it didn't, nothing came through. And so I tried every game I had. I'm pulling out like Castlevania 4, which worked last time, and Yoshi's Island, and all these other games. I'm pulling out nothing. So the last thing I'm going to try before I commit that it's really dead is I'm going to clean all the contacts with get in there and get a deep clean of the contacts to see if that's the issue.
Well, if you turn on without a game in it, the screen should go darker.
It does.
Okay.
I do get a signal to the TV because on the HD TV, and I don't know if yours is like this, if it shows no signal, it actually says it on the screen.
Yeah.
Mine does that. Yeah. I mean, actually, one of my monitors does too, but this one does too. Anyway, it does turn black, but I get no signal. So that makes me wonder if it's something in the unit itself that's gone bad, or if the power is just not correct. I'm gonna dick with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get in there and really heavy. So I'm going to use my brand new air compressor and
just set it at a low PSI. You don't want to blow the Super Nintendo apart.
It's up to 135. So I think I'll turn it down to
20.
5.
Yeah. 20 that would be the max. Yeah. I could see you just in a million pieces.
It breaks apart like in a car.
Just keep in mind, this is almost 30-year-old plastic you're dealing with.
This is what my Super Nintendo, I'm trying to think, is mine one of the ones that looks like piss yellow? And I don't think it is. I think mine aged well. Nintendo never kind of admitted they screwed that up. They just let them go.
Well, all their consoles, except for the N64, because it was dark already, all of them discolored. The NES discolors.
My NES top loader, because I don't have the toaster.
Mm-hmm.
You have the toaster.
I have
right?
the toaster, yep.
I wish I had one because that's got better audio AV hookups. It has way better AV hookups. So that might be something years, down the road for me. Not that I need it, but anyway. But
we don't need anything for our gaming needs. We just won.
That's what I said. I said to myself, I'm hooking up all these systems in his TV all throughout the week, and I'm like, I don't really need to do this. But I want to.
Exactly. Like I just got my last Dreamcast game a week ago.
Oh, very nice.
Well, no, not to complete it.
Oh.
So no, Power Stone I still need, but I'm actually taking that money and buying Mortal Kombat 11. So I'll tell you how much I want Mortal Kombat 11. But the last batch that I ordered from eBay, ironically, well, we talked about I don't know if we talked about in the last episode the TNN Motorsports Hardcore Thunder, where I screwed up the disc. I got the new one for that, but I'm up to 80 Dreamcast games, not including demos and shit like that. It's like, will I ever actually play and complete any of these games? It's like, no, I never will. Yeah. But I want them, you know?
You know what game is in my NES that I've completed, but I'll never play again?
What?
Simon's Quest. That is always my game to check and see if she works. And I don't know why that is.
Because you don't care if it fries.
Huh?
Because you don't care if it fries it.
Well, no, I do, because I bought that for a yard sale for $1. But and he almost had to pay me to take them. But anyway, you know, and that's like my Atari collection. You know, I don't have a lot of Atari games. I think I have maybe 30 cartridges.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I could go to that guy downtown for $10, get 100 of them.
Yeah.
But and he would give them to me if I asked.
He's blowing them out. I think they were, last time I was down there, they were like 75 cents a piece or something like that.
Yeah. But you know what? They're all the ones that everybody has a copy of, like Combat, the game that came with it. So, but you know, like I'm hooking all these up and I'm like, why am I doing this? Like I'm running wires and zip tying, and you know what I mean? You're trying to do what you can.
I don't mean to make this the YouTube show again, but if you watch,
we will not. This will be the only YouTube reference for this story.
If you watch I don't know if you watch Radical Reggie.
No, I do not.
Okay, he's a good guy. He does a lot of live streaming. He's part of the whole Metal Jesus crew, and he did a video the other day about game collecting. That he's at a point where he has a dedicated game room, and he swore the games would never leave that room, like they wouldn't spill into his living room. Well, of course they have at this point. I mean, the dude's got like tons of games, and excuse me, he said he's at the point now where he's reevaluating his collecting. That is he collecting for the sake of collecting, or is he collecting games he wants? And now he's switched it around where now he's only collecting either games he wants or games he's wanted but never had. Rather than just collecting for, well, I don't have that game, I want to pick it up. Yeah. He's now collecting with a purpose that he said because he has so much now that he's switching his thinking of, I don't want it for the sake of wanting it. I really do want it now. You know? Yeah,
you know what? I don't run out and buy a lot of retro games. I don't. I have the select ones that I've wanted and that I've always loved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the original couple Final Fantasies and the Marios and
Stadium events and, you know.
Anyway.
We know you have a copy.
We're not talking about it. It's like those pictures of your wife. Anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, I have like the ones I've always wanted. Of course, I have some that I just had, that I've collected over the years. But it's like I'm not actively out there looking for Atari 2600 games, even though I love the system. You know what I'm always actively looking for is a set of paddle controllers that fucking work. But anyway, every time I go down to the two guys, I even go to that guy I claim I don't like.
Oh, the one on South Main Street there?
The one on South Main Street. I'll go to him probably once a month to see if he's got one.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't see it when I go there, I ask somebody there, and if he's got nothing, I'm out. Actually, the guy downtown will fix them, but it's catching the guy that does it to get it to him. It's not always worth it. So.
But I found myself in that same situation when it was last year, actually, when we had the huge heat wave where they were telling people pretty much stay inside, don't go outside. That's when I went and got a light gun, got the CRT TV at Salvation Army, and brought out my NES for the kids who had never really seen it. They just played it on the RetroPie. So I went and same guy downtown. I ended up I got a visitor here. I got my daughter. What did you give me, honey? Oh my God, what is that?
A gun.
A gun?
Yeah.
My daughter just drew me a picture of a gun, apparently.
Kill yourselves.
That's. Well, thank you very much for the gun.
It's related to the thing. I just got the stink eye for saying kill yourself.
You want to say hi?
Hi.
You want to say hi, Addie? No.
No, I scare her. I last time I was there, she was. See, this is the over 40 thing.
This is the over 40
always around.
thing. But being over 40, what you see right now is what you'll just cherish forever. Is when your kid comes over and gives you a hug. So. But what I was saying is, I went there, and there were a lot of games that I have in my collection that I no longer have, and there were games that I always borrowed off friends that I never purchased. So I actually purchased one of those games that I always borrowed, which was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I got a decent price on the original one, yeah. So I got it for like $7, which to me was completely reasonable. And then I'm thinking about the other games I used to borrow. And, like I used to borrow DuckTales. Well, I can't afford DuckTales. You know?
Yeah.
I used to play, we used to borrow, what the hell was the name of that game? Oh, Double Dribble. Couldn't remember that one.
Double Dribble.
Double Dribble.
That game was great.
It was, but it's like, okay, how much am I going to spend to try to get these NES carts that I can emulate on almost any piece of hardware that I have in my house?
I know.
There's that nostalgia value that, yes, I wanted the actual cart for Turtles, but I don't need a copy of Double Dribble. I'm not spending $60, $75 on a copy of DuckTales, you know?
You know what? I'd spend $60 or $75 on stadium events.
Oh, yeah, who wouldn't? Or Nintendo World Championship.
That's his daughter, Adelaide, that I don't think you've ever met. And this is my daughter, Catherine, who's hiding and coming in and out.
Well, we can't see her because you have your background blurred.
Oh, do I? Oh, I still haven't. I forgot to turn that on.
Like there's some kind of like, you know, federal witnesses that you're protecting. We just.
I'm leaving it on.
There's a voice garbler now.
That's my daughter, Catherine, who's kind of hiding behind me. Unblur my background. There we go. So, I forgot I turned that damn thing on. So,
you want to see Jerry's daughter? Look.
Say hi.
You can say hi. You want to say hi to her? No.
No.
She said hi to you.
Hi.
I don't even know what you're still doing up. It's 10 o'clock, honey.
Anyway, so.
Yeah, I have a hard time.
We got really far away from Mortal Kombat 11, by the way.
We did, but it's, you know, off topic with Trevor and Jerry.
Yeah, it is off topic with Trevor and Jerry.
You going to go to bed now, honey?
No.
Okay, can I have a kiss? I love you.
Nice. Very nice.
Have a good night, sweetie.
Parenting.
Yes.
Most rewarding things you'll ever do.
Those are the moments that make it worthwhile when other times when she just, you know, spills paint all over the floor. I want to kill her. Which she did the other day. And then I went to clean it up and I didn't realize it was...
Like kids do that, you just think, this is okay here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's...
Yeah. So we went through John Romero. We went through MK11. Oh, yeah, we forgot about the Switch. While we're on the Switch, I guess we could talk about the Mini and the Pro.
Yes.
I really didn't see anything on this article. You sent me the information about it. Or
at least
what we're...
Yeah.
I kind of sent what we talk about.
I've watched a couple videos, and I know you hate it, but I actually... Well... I work seasonally, so my summer season's coming now, which it was 70 degrees here today, which is fantastic considering it was like 20, 2 days ago? I mean, yeah.
Day.
So I actually went down and started working today, and I was listening to a podcast when I was just cleaning leaves and cutting up leaves, and I did listen to the CU podcast, which I know you're not a big fan of, but they actually had... What's that?
I just can't watch them anymore.
I can't stand Pat, but I like Ian. So
see, I'm the other way around. I can take all of Pat, but Ian, man, he's just so negative.
But they did talk about the Switch, and it was actually the Wall Street Journal who broke the story because they talked to part suppliers in China who have seen the prototypes and know the parts they're using. So the only thing that they've confirmed kind of confirmed, is that the Switch Mini is going to be the successor to the 3DS. It's going to be a completely handheld system. The Joy-Cons, however they're going to be called, are not going to be removable, and supposedly it's not going to be dockable.
Well, that sucks.
Supposedly.
So
What I've heard online and watched on videos about the supposed Pro version will be possibly a slightly larger screen and possibly more internal memory and RAM. From what I've read and heard, it's going to be the same processor, same graphics chip in there, that they're saying with the more memory, they might be able to up the frame rate and maybe do some higher res textures. A lot of people think this is going to be coming by the end of the year, which is going to coincide with the port of Doom Eternal.
I was just going to say, are they doing this for Doom Eternal?
That's what a lot of people are thinking, because that's going to be a major port.
Plus, it's going to be super intensive on the Switch.
So,
because let's be real now. I mean, the PS4 and the Xbox One got a lot of power.
Yeah,
and it's debatable who has more. It's all dependent on the. That's dependent on the developer of the game and what they're using, and this is like the Bit Wars. It's kind of mirrors the Bit Wars back from our day, and that made me sound really old, but we'll move right on. And
we need a catchy catchphrase, like, you know, Sega does what Nintendo don't. We need something like with Sony and Xbox, you know.
Sony does what Xbox can't. So
that's
like have AAA titles
or more exclusives.
Yeah, more exclusives, or apparently VR, but that'll be coming up soon. But I mean, do we need I mean, this is what I would rather see is a Switch like console that it doesn't have a portable version.
Really? You'd want that?
Well, I think for I don't know. Would it be neat to have something like that for people that aren't going to use it undocked? Like Megan uses it. Megan, and I'm sure Jack, when he's playing the Switch a lot, it's not on the dock.
No, and I use it a lot not on the dock because my daughter's watching TV.
I don't ever really use it off the dock.
Yeah, I'll take it in the bedroom. I'll lay across the bed and I'll play some Dead Cells
with
for
yourself.
Well, that's beside the point. But I'll play some Dead Cells for a half hour.
Yeah.
That is the one thing I will say about not having it docked. They need a better battery in a newer version. That battery does not last nearly long.
Or how about, like, you know what the Sega Nomad had? That's how far back this story goes. They had a battery pack for it that extended the life of the battery. But they'll put out cardboard VR because.
But I will say this.
Nintendo. Yeah, I see you glazed right over that LeBeau joke. So
yeah.
All right.
Which supposedly are on sale at certain Targets for $20 a pop.
The VR one?
Not the VR one. The first
original
wave. Yeah.
The original one.
So.
They're not worth $20.
No. But we could get into a whole conversation about paying $70 for cardboard. But no, what I if we go back, Christ, did we do a podcast? I don't think we ever did. I don't think we were doing a podcast at the time when the Switch came out. But I know you and I talked about the Switch a lot. That I absolutely made fun of that thing. And I said, it's not going to work. It's a gimmick. And after I bought one, I'm like, this is not a gimmick. This is brilliant that you get, you know, a current gen console that docks and hooks up to your TV. The controllers are multi-use controllers where you can use them hands-free in a dock controller, 2-player mode, or you can use, you know, a Pro controller, which are overpriced by the $25 dongle, and use whatever Bluetooth controller you want. But that being said, I think for them to go to an exclusive, just a console, just a set-top box, while I think that would be great for them to compete with like the PS5 and the Xbox 2 or whatever the hell we're going to call it.
The X-Bone.
The X-Bone.
That's what I'm calling him.
But it's never been Nintendo's way of mimicking other companies, of doing a copycat. They're the ones that are the innovators anymore. And
You're right.
I just don't see them going backwards, going, okay, we're going to do
You
a
had to
set-top
see
box.
it. You saw that where Nintendo innovates and everybody jumped on the bandwagon with the Wii. The Wii comes out, blows everybody's mind.
Everybody
and
has
I gotta
motion
firmly
controls.
admit that it really did. It was really neat for about 4 hours.
It was really good until you played boxing for about a half hour, and then
Yeah,
you
and
couldn't
then
move your arms the next day. You're like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
And when they asked you to play The Legend of Zelda and you had to hold a shield and a sword,
Yeah.
well, the concept's really cool. But that, and Zelda games are like 80 hours. That's not going to really work in the long haul.
Yeah.
And I don't burn Zelda because I love the games. But anyway,
Well,
so then who came out with the Move?
Yeah.
PlayStation. And Xbox came out with the
Kinect.
The Kinect. Yes, I'm sorry. I
That
have
was
the
a dismal
Xbox One
failure.
Kinect actually, and it's garbage. But I didn't pay for it, so you take
Nice.
that as you will. But Nintendo is an innovator.
Yes.
They're never going to lose the handheld market.
Well,
Forget
that's the thing. They are losing the handheld market because they're, from what I've read and
Well,
saw.
they're losing that to phones, I think. Personally.
Exactly. They're losing it to phones, but they can't really innovate too much more on the 3DS side without making it larger, which makes it non-portable. And that's where they're saying the Switch Mini would come into play, that you might be able to be backwards compatible to play 3DS games, but you can also play actual Switch games on it.
Well, that would be kind of nice. How about Nintendo gets on the ball and puts 3DS games on the TV? I would get a lot of use out of that.
Believe it or not, I just had kind of that same conversation with my wife the other day when I finally downloaded the new games from March for the Switch Online, and I don't see the value in it anymore of the games that we're getting. I think we had this conversation last time or 2 episodes ago, but
yeah.
It's like they need to, if they're going to bank on their back library, they need to step it up.
Yeah.
And the way to step it up is start to be a little more backwards compatible, where if they do that with the Switch Mini, just like the DS, when the DS came out, you could still put Game Boy Advance games in there.
And then they got rid of that eventually.
Eventually. But if you take the whole 3DS library and make a Switch Mini that the 3DS cartridges will go in and Switch cartridges, and you make it under $200, well, if you make it around $200, I think you have a runaway hit because you'll have the eShop on there as well.
Yeah, which is universal, which will be universal, we should say, under that idea.
Yeah.
But Nintendo has never done anything we've said on this show ever.
No.
Besides, no, they weren't even successful selling cardboard.
No. And now they're trying to do VR cardboard.
VR cardboard. I can't even go into it again. It's painful.
I'm sorry, but the day I get a piece of cardboard to hold a $300 game console to my head is the day that, I just don't care anymore, because apparently I'm so rich that if I drop the $300 console, who cares?
Yeah. So we're on the subject of VR. And one of Nintendo's competitors, which Nintendo created, by the way.
It's really, Nintendo's monster is what it is.
Yeah, it is. It's really like
they poke the dragon.
Child, it's the stepchild. They hope nobody noticed. Sony had their State of Play this past week. And we need some sort of Sony fail sound. We have to see if we can brew one up for that. I'll work on that this week. Sony does their State of Play. Boy, I hope you own a VR.
Yeah.
Because you're not playing much out of that.
Nope.
Most of that was pretty garbagey. Nothing really stood out.
It was pretty much all VR, and if you're looking for any AAA titles, you got a Mortal Kombat 11 sneak peek at the end, and that was like, good night.
Yeah. I really hope and these really they're trying to do like Nintendo Direct. If you ever watch Nintendo Direct, that's what they're aiming to do.
Because
Nintendo Directs are a little more personal, I think.
Nintendo Directs are put together really well. Wood from Beat 'em Ups actually summed it up pretty good, that Nintendo Directs, they start off strong, They hit you with the stupid information in the middle, and they end really strong. So they keep you interested, where Sony just kind of never got to that strong point, and they hit it right at the end with a AAA title that everyone wants to see, and then it was credits. Roll credits. It was just so underwhelming, but the reason they're doing that is because they're skipping E3 this year, which they're saying, I've heard this 10 years ago, that E3 is on its way out, but really with Nintendo doing the Nintendo Directs, Nintendo has no reason to be there. Sony still needs to be there if this is what they're going to do with their, if this is how their presentations are going to be, stop. Just stop right there.
Shut it down.
Shut
it down.
State of play is not working.
Yeah, I think like E3 technically should have died a few years ago.
It should have. But it's still hanging in there.
And I think what holds on there a lot is indie developers.
Yes.
Indie developers do really keep it alive. And don't get me wrong, like your AAA studios are doing it too. Borderlands 3's coming out. Not that I've played any of the other ones.
But Borderlands 3 was just announced at PAX East. Not even E3.
PAX is the bigger one.
Yes. And we just came off GDC, which a lot of stuff came out of GDC, that E3 really is. It's like the old Comdex. Comdex was the computer show forever, and then it just became irrelevant with the internet.
Yeah.
A
lot of this stuff did.
Yeah.
Really, they could just do. They don't even need the convention anymore. Just have a weekend of great gameplay videos and explanations, and those guys could do it from their offices.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say E3, the best way to go forward is the week before, I would say the week before is show off all your games online via video. But then when you get to E3, it's nothing but demos. You get to now play what they showed. That you get firsthand, firsthand impressions of people playing it, so they could tell you, is this going to be good? Is this not going to be good? And then the developers hopefully will get some, constructive feedback, because let's be honest, all the games we see at E3 or at PAX or GDC, it's not like coming out next week. I mean, these are a couple months away, that if they do need to make some tweaks, they have time to do it. I'm talking to you, Fallout 76.
Yeah.
That, this might be a good way
that
to.
Sounded kind of personal. I'm just saying.
I only paid $60 for that piece of shit.
He's not playing it, is he?
He started playing it again, and then he downloaded Fallout New Vegas, and he's playing New Vegas now. A 10-year-old game. Actually, it's probably older than 10 years old by now, but
that's retro gaming.
It's
borderline.
But yeah, I think that we're gonna get to a point now where E3 is just dwarfed. Well, actually, no, I should say we're at that point where E3 is getting dwarfed by PAX and GDC, really.
So basically, there's Nintendo Direct and the state of play. Anyway, so Xbox can now lose pretty much without going anywhere, because they usually get beat up.
Yeah. And I mean, E3, they still a lot of it is the studios showing their stuff, and the studios haven't done a very good job lately. I mean, if we remember in the fall at BlizzCon, I mean, they pretty much, they were met with boos when they said the new Diablo game was going to be mobile only.
Well, that's a good way to destroy your customer base.
And when everyone started booing,
that sounds like a plan from EA.
Well, the best was that when everyone started booing, the presenter goes, "What? You guys don't have phones?" It's like, oh, you just didn't say that, did you? Because these are the people that pay your salary, and you just insulted them.
Nice job. You're fired. Exactly what it should have went down right there. So, yeah. I mean, that sounds like such an EA move.
Yeah.
It really does. Is there loot boxes in it?
Well,
I really think we go back to Nintendo and E3 and all that. Your idea is really great, where they show off everything a week a week or two previous. And then I think the first day before the general public gets in.
Yeah.
I really think what they ought to do, and I know this is just my odd love of YouTube because it's not going to be the YouTube show again, but you really should invite the YouTube gaming community to show off the games and get real opinions.
Yes.
Could you imagine somebody like Angry Joe, day one, at a place like that? You know what I mean? Like, it would be unbelievable. It would be unbelievable. And trust me, Angry Joe's not the only reviewer we watch online, by the way, because I watch a lot.
Well, he got his pee-pee spanked
modern.
this week, too.
Huh?
Angry Joe got his pee-pee spanked this week.
I haven't watched the video in a few days, so you can explain that to me.
He got his video pulled, demonetized, because there was too much cursing in the first minute. So he went back, edited. He did agree it was pretty vulgar, but apparently that's one of YouTube's things now. If there's excessive cursing in the first minute of the video, it automatically gets demonetized. Which, if anyone knows Angry Joe, if he doesn't like a game during his review, his first words are usually, You done fucked it up. And that right there will get it demonetized.
You know?
So...
That's how I know. Yeah, that's how you know whether the review is going to be good or bad by the first 15 seconds.
Yeah. But I just brought up YouTube with the State of Play live stream, and currently it's sitting at 9,000 thumbs up. Now keep in mind this was broadcast 5 days ago, so 9,000 thumbs up, 26,000 thumbs down.
How many views?
That's even worse. 266,000 views.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
So,
because reasons.
Yes.
So the State of Play was, at least in concept, it's a good idea.
In concept, it's a copycat. Again,
it is.
Nintendo started this. I mean, Nintendo started this and people are copying again. The thing I love about Nintendo Directs is the fact that I could go on my Switch and watch them. Mm-hmm. That I don't have to go on YouTube. I could just, boom, right there. There's the news section right there. Boom, I could watch it. And it's like...
Yeah. You know what used to be really good, too, and unfortunately passed away, is Iwata Asks. They were good, too. Iwata Asks. I'm sorry, not Iwata. Iwata Asks. They were really good, too. But, yeah, I mean... I'd hate to see E3 go, because that used to be an exciting time.
Yeah.
It was, you know what I mean? You're going to see all the new games and all, maybe new systems. And
I got invited to E3 once, and I didn't go because I would have I was actually going to go. Sony offered to, when I was a manager of Electronics Boutique, the Sony rep said, if you ever want to go to E3, I could get you free tickets. To which I was like, really? She goes, yeah, but you have to buy your own plane fare and find a hotel room, which are pretty much sold out already. And I'm like, yeah,
I can sleep in my car. So
sorry, I keep coughing.
It's okay.
I've got dirt in my lungs after today.
Yeah, I got you. No problem.
But yeah, it's sad to see, but it is. I think it's on its way out.
Now, does PAX have like a cast?
What do you mean?
Like PAX, the Penny Arcade Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that have like a?
Like a live stream? You're saying?
Yes. That's what I went for. I'm sorry.
I don't believe so. I think everything is just strictly self-contained.
They might benefit from that.
Sometimes
maybe
that's
not.
better.
Maybe not. No.
I think sometimes that's better. I mean, you just get the announcements, you get the trailers. We should
go to that one.
I forget. Ubisoft. 2 years ago at E3, they did with Aisha Taylor from Archer. Oh. They did a whole thing, and she started coming out by insulting gamers. I mean, she meant it as comedy, but it was just like. And then last year she did it, and it was overly scripted to the point that you could tell she was pretty much told what to say and what not to say. That it's just it's not genuine when it goes that way. I know you love her.
I do love her.
Lana!
That show is so great, though. It really surprises me that Archer's on TV. All right, what else do we have? Let's stop. We did State of Play, right?
State of Play. I don't know. I have to look at my notes here I sent you.
Yeah, so do I actually. Let me go to
Let's
my
see
messages here, and I'll put up the mic.
We're supposed-
Oh man, I think we were actually might have run out of things to talk about.
We did actually. We covered everything that. Yeah. Holy shit.
And we got through it. Oh, there's Kelly Cuoco. Sorry.
Oh, you wanted to bring up. Oh shit! See, this is where getting over 40 sucks because you lose your brain, you lose your memory. Ion Storm, not
Ion
Storm.
Maiden.
Ion Maiden.
Iron Maiden. So I seen this trailer called for Iron Maiden, which is a game that I have very high interest in because it's a build engine game.
Yeah.
Let's be real. It's gonna be awesome. Because if anybody's gonna fall in the footsteps of Duke and Caleb and Lo Wang, stop the Wang bang. It's Bombshell. What's her? I don't know her actual name. They call her Bombshell. That's her nickname in the show, or in the game anyway. But I watched this trailer for I guess a new level that was coming out because I think we talked about a while back when you actually bought the game that it's like a beta kind of thing where you only get 1 or 2 levels or a little bit of the game, and you're going to get more as it goes forward. If you bought it.
Yeah, if you bought it, you only got so many, but there were add-ons. I mean, it's updated many times. So, but it's build engine. It looks a lot like the original Shadow Warrior, color palette wise and everything. A lot of blues, some reds, a lot of grays.
That's okay though.
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
Except if you're putting a new game out like that on the Switch and charging $20,
Because reasons.
Because it's retro, it's pixelated, but never mind.
Anyway,
I
gotta tell you about a game later, but because that reminded me of it. But let's move on. So there was a trailer for a new level, and it was like Heskel's House of Horrors or something was the name of the level, and they showed a little bit of gameplay of Iron Maiden. But right at the end of the trailer, which I was very happy to see, is that it will be released on PS4, Xbox One. I didn't see Switch on there, no, Trev. So. But you already kind of bought it.
I bought it already, and first-person shooters I can't do with a controller. I started Doom over 2016 Doom on the Switch, and I'm trying to do it with a Pro controller, and it's painful.
It's like watching you play any game. Oh
wow!
Actually, I almost feel bad about that one. Almost.
No, you don't.
So, but I didn't see a release date on it yet, and I'm not surprised either.
That should be something that's very easy to port.
Well, it says Q2 2019, and it does say Nintendo Switch.
Q2 starts in.
Her name is Shelly Bombshell Harrison, by the way. I had to look it up; it was driving me nuts. There's a word you don't ever see: a transhumanist.
Interesting.
I have to see what that word means. But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited about the game. First off, it's another first-person shooter.
Yeah.
But it's in the vein of Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a female Duke Nukem. I really believe that. So, plus it's got that really like I don't know how to say it. Like, it doesn't look old.
No, it doesn't.
But it doesn't look modern either. It has this great moment in the middle. I guess.
Because the textures have been updated to pretty much the limit of the build engine, and they have put in modern mechanics. Like there are headshots, like single headshots now.
There's reloading.
Yes.
Required reloading, actually. You know what I mean? Or tactical reloading, I guess you want to say, where because I don't know about you, but every time I played like Duke 3D, and you only get 12 rounds per clip in the pistol. I would catch myself like counting to make sure like I'm not about to start shooting. Like if I had killed you or whatever, if you're playing the single player game, if I had killed you and you respawn behind me, I'm like, shit, I only got 3 rounds in this. I got to either quick turn or pick another gun, But, that's one thing about modern shooters, and obviously Ion Maiden's the same way, is you could reload right on the fly and, go back to. But what I didn't see in any of the videos, and even in that Heskel's House of Horror trailer, was it doesn't show you how many rounds are in the gun. I guess you're left to count that yourself?
It's been probably a year since I played it, so I don't
That's
even
what I
remember.
want to. I've watched a few gameplay videos, and who's that? The one first-person shooter guy I follow. That really bothers me. I don't know his name. Oh, GG Man Lives. He's another YouTuber. Does great like retro reviews, but a lot of modern. And he reviewed it too, and he said it was really great. He goes, it's a little cheap in some spots,
Mm-hmm.
in the terms of chip damage and but what do they call that?
Splash damage?
Not splash damage. The other one where they can nail you from like across the level. It'll come to me later.
Being an asshole?
yeah, some prick. I want to know if Ion Maiden will have multiplayer. I'd be shocked if it doesn't. Personally.
So I'm curious now, but I don't feel like rebooting the Mac into Windows 10, or else I would.
I doubt it. That it won't have it. Go back. I mean, it's based on the build engine, obviously, but they use the eDuke 32, which is a fork, I guess you could say, of the build engine.
Yeah, it's a modernization. I mean, it makes use of OpenGL. That's why you're able to have a lot higher res textures.
Yeah. But it says it only has single player mode right now.
Huh?
Well, that sucks. But that's probably good too. Because like when I bought Duke, the 20th anniversary edition, I don't think that had multiplayer in it either. So
I didn't buy that one. I got it was some Duke pack I bought, but it wasn't the 20th anniversary collection.
The Kiloton collection?
No, it was on Steam the one time.
That's the that's where you got all the
Nope, that was you're thinking of the throwback pack.
Yes I am. You're right.
That was from Apogee.
Yeah,
that you got the original Rise of the Triad, original Shadow Warrior.
You're thinking of the Megaton edition, by the way.
Is it the Megaton? I just opened up Steam because I know that was Mac. So.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. There's either the Kiloton collection or the Megaton edition, and then there's the 20th anniversary World Tour, which is the one I bought.
Because I had that on my wish list for a while, the 20th anniversary, and then I'm thinking in the back of my head, I think this will be the 12th time I've bought Duke Nukem 3D. It's like, do I really need another version?
The only problem with the 20th anniversary World Tour whoever owns Duke now, which I think it's
not. Is it Gearbox?
Yeah, I think they might own it now.
Yeah.
It's a long way around to it. They couldn't get the rights to, like, Life's a Beach, Duke Caribbean, and Duke It Out in D.C.
And the pack I have has all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one I bought on the PS3 is the same one you bought, I think.
Well, Steam's loading up now, so I'll be able to get you that.
Because I played all of them on the PS3, and that was the first time I ever kind of played through Duke It Out in D.C.
That's tough.
It is hard.
Yeah.
It's real hard, but it's good too. You know what I mean? That's a good game.
Because I have Duke It Out in DC and Life's a Beach, the actual physical copies. I actually bought those back in the day.
I have Life's a Beach and Nuclear Winter.
I never got Nuclear Winter.
Nuclear Winter is friggin' stupid, but it's like, it's actually unnecessarily difficult at some points, but it also adds mechanics that weren't in the original one. Like, I remember in the original Duke 3D, like, you got armor pickups from the Fallen Pig Cops, but actually there were characters in that dropped, like, guns. Like, that didn't really happen in that game. So, all right, so we're really old now because this game came out in, like, 97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good. Still good.
It's still good.
Still good.
So, and
I think that's it.
I think we're out. Yeah, I think we're out of things to bitch
Which is
about.
good. I mean, hour 23 we're at right now.
It's better than that 2 hour and fucking 40-minute mess we pulled off.
We couldn't shut up last time.
Yeah. We just kept talking. That's all right. Oh, there's like other expansions for Duke 3D that I never had, like the Penthouse Paradise.
The fuck, Steam? Come on. It's just sitting there bouncing,
I've never used Steam, so I don't know.
Steam is very convenient, and that's part of its downfall, especially when they have the summer sale, the winter sale, where games go like 90% off. And I buy games that I'll never play, but I buy them because they're like 50 cents a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sitting there bouncing like a nice set of tits, so I wish it was a nice set of tits. Connecting Steam accounts. Well, it's nice of you to join it. Oh, and I'm logged out. That's why the problem was. Let me put in my password. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy shit, that's the same combination on my luggage.
You're on my luggage.
That was a movie that we should have gotten a sequel to, but sadly we never will.
No.
There
Actually,
we
Kelly
go.
and I just talked about that. We were just actually kind of talking about that movie last night.
Yes,
Or
it was the Megaton Canoe edition.
So that has all the add-ons.
Yes.
That's the thing is the 20th anniversary. That was the only kind of crappy part about that is I bought the Megaton edition and I got it for like $10.
Yeah, I bought it because I bought that and Duke Nukem Forever during one of those sales when it was like, I think like $2 a piece or something like that.
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about Duke Nukem Forever.
Well, I actually got it because I actually want to play it with a keyboard and mouse, even though I have it for the PS3.
Yeah.
I feel better with
I
a
just
keyboard
don't want
and
to play it again.
mouse. Oh, come on. Multiplayer on that was fun.
Yeah, I admit.
That was
Multiplayer
redeeming
on that
it.
game was really good.
Yeah.
It was Duke Nukem 3D fast.
Yes,
and
it was.
Which made it nice. Although some of the mechanics were changed a little bit, but that was still pretty good. And me, you, and John played it that one time. It was really good.
Yeah.
Except he's a cheap son of a bitch.
He wasn't bad there. In Doom, oh, forget it. The BFG edition, I'm never playing him again. That fucking shotgun.
I refuse. I raged quit him that one time, and I never do that. So, all right. I guess we're out of things. One more time.
Oh, pussy feathers.
It's never not old.
Actually, you would just hear.
Oh, pussy feathers. Oh, pussy feathers.
It's like, shut up. Although he would
it's
say,
so
pussy
sad.
feathers.
It's so true.
He would just do that little giggle.
You know, I always hated about him is he was silent. He would just keep playing and not say anything.
Yeah. While you and I are trash talking.
Yeah. And if he got that plasma rifle, the game was over. We were fucked.
He was deadly with that shotgun. I don't know. I mean, I would unload a plasma rifle on his ass, and he'd still be alive and do a single shotgun hit at me.
You're dead.
Yeah.
He cheated. That's what I said. So, all right. So please, I guess we're at the end of this, but please like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, review, share, please.
Please. And sponsor if possible.
And coming in the next, hopefully by episode 22, we are starting a dedicated YouTube channel to this podcast. So it will no longer be on my personal YouTube. So
Trump's kicking us out.
I'm not kicking it out, but
we're 20 years old now. You're out of the house.
This is 20 episodes. I think it deserves its own YouTube. The account's actually created. I downloaded all the old episodes. I just need to find a time to upload 10 gigabytes worth of video.
That's called hit OK and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had good internet, I would do that, but our internet sucks, so we only get 5 up, which still takes forever.
It does. That's 5 megabits.
Yes.
Not megabytes.
Megabits.
We need Google Fiber immediately.
I need something. I mean, we can actually get, not fiber, but we can get, 150 down, 50 up for what? Almost $200 a month, to which I'm like,
what's wrong with that?
You know, fuck.
Because money.
Because I like to eat and have my kids, let my kids go to school with clothes on, you know.
Eating's overrated.
Actually, it is. I'm still trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
I fell off hard last week.
That's okay. As long as you felt good.
Oh, I did. But 10:30 at night eating a bowl of cereal going, I shouldn't be doing this, but god damn, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch tastes so good.
Actually, believe it or not, when it came to like my sugar and issues,
cereals
that seem the crappiest have the lowest amount of carbs.
Right.
Look at the carbs on your cereal. Look at the carbs on your shit once in a while, and it'll blow your mind how actually good for you some of it really is.
I will never be able to get rid of carbs. I know you had to, but I can't.
No, I don't get rid of them. You'll die without them.
Yeah.
But All right, let's take this off. Thank you. Let's take this off. Let's take this offline before we.
Yeah. So
go
thanks
on.
again for listening, watching, however you're getting this through your favorite podcast app. Someone told me it's not on Amazon Echo anymore, so I have to look into that. Which
no.
I honestly don't remember.
Maybe Sony watches the show.
It was me. I tried to load up an episode the other day. I was just making it sound like someone watched it, but no, it was me. God damn it. So lonely.
So
here in my panic room.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're at 40-something show on Twitter and blah blah blah
blah blah blah blah. We don't do Facebook because Facebook's evil. Okay, we gotta keep talking for about 5 more seconds, and we could do an even hour 30. So,
3,
2, 1. See you later, guys.